What's up, NFL fans? It's NFL Nate back again. Today, we're doing another mock draft. About a week ago, Sam Darnold got traded, so this mock draft got shaken up a little bit. We're going to be having 4 trades going on, teams trading up for really good players and quarterbacks. Stay tuned until the end to see what all 32 teams pick. Before we jump into it, if you guys could subscribe and hit the like button, it would help out a lot. I haven't uploaded in a long time, but I'm going to be doing a lot of videos about the draft in the near future, like top quarterbacks, top pass catchers and players, top offensive linemen, and top defensive players. A lot of good videos coming out that you don't want to miss. So hit that subscribe button and bell notifications because this draft is going to be awesome. Let's jump right into it. First, we have Trevor Lawrence going to the Jags. I don't think we have to talk much about this. Pretty much solidified. And number 2, the Sam Darnold trade really solidified this Zack Wilson pick at number 2, unless they like Justin Fields more. But I really think it's just going to be Zack Wilson. He's a very, very good quarterback out of BYU. At number 3, the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think they should pick Mac Jones, but the media, that's all is Mac Jones. So I think there's actually a good chance. I'm going to say they pick him right here. I don't necessarily agree with this, but I do think this is what the San Francisco 49ers could do. I mean, he could become a really good player. I just think Trey Lance or Justin Fields has a higher ceiling. Then at number 4, we have our first trade. I have the New England Patriots trading up for Justin Fields. I think the Patriots, they did everything to set up the roster, and now they need the most important position. Justin Fields is perfect. He can learn behind Cam Newton. He's kind of like Cam Newton, but I feel like he can throw the ball better, and I think he'd be a perfect player to be able to take this New England Patriots team back to the playoffs. So then at number 5, we have the Bengals taking Ja'Marr Chase. Now this one's tough because Penei Sewell is obviously right there. Even a Rashawn Slater, just to help that offensive line because they need offensive line help badly. But I do think Joe Burrow wants Ja'Marr Chase with them. And it's a deep offensive line class, and I think where they sit in the second round, they could definitely get a solid interior offensive lineman at that pick in the second round. And Ja'Marr Chase is a talent that is just so good, so I don't think they're willing to pass up on a Ja'Marr Chase. So they take him instead of helping Joe Burrow's offensive line right now, but they probably will address that later. Then, at number 6, we have the Miami Dolphins taking Kyle Pitts. Now, they do have Micah, but Kyle Pitts is just built different. He's one of the best tight end prospects we've ever seen come out of college. I think the Dolphins can't pass up. I think they would take Ja'Marr Chase here, but since he's off the board, they could go offensive line, but Kyle Pitts is just a difference maker at so many levels. I think the Dolphins take him at number 6. Then number 7, we have our second trade. We have the LA Chargers trading up to get Penei Sewell. Now, there's a lot of different things I've been having the Chargers do. They could take corner. They could even take a wide receiver. But I think they really have to help that offensive line. And Penei Sewell, if you have to talk about one of the best fits in the draft, if you were to go to the Chargers, reuniting with Justin Herbert, the Chargers O-line is almost done, but one of the biggest gaping holes of it is that left tackle, which Penei Sewell would be a plug-and-play guy. It's just too good of a fit. I think the Chargers, even if they were to give up a first-rounder next year, this would be worth it. I really like this for the Chargers, being able to move up. Then number 8, we have the Carolina Panthers taking Rashawn Slater. Now, obviously, I think if Penei, but in this case, he's not. So I think they take Rashawn Slater, still a very good offensive tackle, and they help Sam Darnold. Now, moving on to the next picks, we got the Denver Broncos taking Micah Parsons. Now, I was thinking about taking Trey Lance here, and it's definitely an option. But I do think they give Drew Lock another chance. I don't know. I don't think they should. But I feel like Micah Parsons would just be such a difference maker on this defense. And I don't know. I mean, Trey Lance, I feel like, would fit better in a different team. I feel like the Broncos would rather go for Mac Jones or Justin Fields. It's interesting, but I think Micah Parsons on that defense could even have some pass rush ability too. I really like that for the Denver Broncos. At number 10, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain is a difference maker, and I think this could really help the Dallas Cowboys defense. pairing him back up with Diggs, this would be perfect for the Dallas Cowboys. Then number 11, we have the Washington football team taking Trey Lance. They trade up with their division rival, which is kind of hard to mock. I understand that. But Trey Lance is just such a perfect fit with Ron Rivera. I feel like he can sit behind Ryan Fitzpatrick, learn from him. That offense can get some even more talent in the future, and then Trey Lance will eventually become the starter. I mean, you could plug and play him in now, but I feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick can actually take them far this year because he's been playing pretty well. I think Trey Lance, just let him sit, let him learn, and Trey Lance could very easily become a very good quarterback in this league if he has the right coaching. Then number 12, of the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they take the second wide receiver, DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith would just help this Eagles offense a ton. This would be perfect for Jalen Hurts. This is exactly what they need. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles cannot miss the opportunity to help out Jalen Hurts. Then we have the Detroit Lions taking Jaylen Waddle. They traded down, still get a good wide receiver. I think this is a win-win for them. I think just trying to either replace Goff, I think you should just help him right now. Though I don't think he's the long-term solution. I think Jaylen Waddle definitely could be a good player for a long time on that Detroit Lions team. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings taking J.C. Horn. Now this one's interesting. They got Patrick Peterson, but that's not a long-term solution. That's a one-year deal. I think getting J.C. Horn to learn behind Patrick Peterson, he can teach him, and then J.C. Horn probably will take the starting role in 2022. Is a great idea for the Minnesota Vikings, helping that secondary become good for a long time. Then we have the Atlanta Falcons. They take Jalen Phillips. They trade down from 4. I very, very strongly believe that they'll trade down. A lot of people are just mocking Kyle Pitts, which I get, but I think they need to help the defense, and they could trade down and still get a top-tier defensive player. So I think they take Jalen Phillips out of Miami as they trade down, get some extra draft capital, so I think this is a good situation for the Falcons. Then, at number 16, I have another trade. We have the Kansas City Chiefs trading up to get Christian Darrisaw. This one's a little crazy, I do have to say, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs, they let go of Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher. They got to replace it somehow, and Christian Darrisaw is such a good left tackle, and it would easily help that Kansas City Chiefs offense, and I think protecting Patrick Mahomes has clearly become the number one thing for the Chiefs, so I think they pick up Christian Darrisaw. They'll probably have to give up some picks, but I think it'll be worth it for them. Moving on, we got the Las Vegas Raiders taking Tevin Jenkins. I don't know why that confetti happened, but the Las Vegas Raiders are taking Tevin Jenkins. I think they really need to help that offensive line. I think this is a perfect fit for them. Tevin Jenkins is an absolute beast and just seems like a Raiders player. I think could totally fit well and help Josh Jacobs get some more yards on the ground. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins taking Kwity Paye. I think they just helped their offense. They got Kyle Pitts. Now they could go on the offense again, but I think taking someone like Kwity Paye to help that pass rush and that defense be super good would be perfect for the Dolphins. Next, we have the New York Giants. They obviously traded down with the Washington football team. I think that would be a good idea for them, mainly because I think they need another edge rusher, and they could take any edge rusher they want at 11 because I doubt one will be taken before them. But I do think that the New York Giants trading down is a good idea for them, mainly because then they can pick up an edge rusher like Azeez Al-Jawari as they pick right here, and they can still get some good value and extra draft picks. Then we got the Chicago Bears taking Elijah Moore. I really like this one because they lost Cordell Patterson, and I feel like Elijah Moore is kind of like him and just can help this Bears offense a ton, helping out Andy Dalton, give him some support. Next, we've got the Indianapolis Colts. I have them taking Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley was like possibly a top 10 draft pick before he realized that he wasn't going to start in the 2021 season. So I think the Colts picking him here is tremendous value in the long run. I like this for the Colts. Then we have the Titans taking Kadarius Toney. Now this one's really interesting, but they lost Corey Davis. They have A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill. I think Kadarius Toney could add a little bit of spice into that offense and could be really good for the Tennessee Titans. Next, we have the New York Jets taking Gregory Rousseau. This one is another good one I like for the New York Jets. they just helped Zack. They just got their franchise quarterback in Zach Wilson. Now they give Robert Saleh a little bit of players to work with. They pick up Gregory Rousseau, and I think he can eventually. He's a little bit of a project. He has some raw talent, but I think he can eventually become a very good edge rusher. Then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking Elijah Vera Tucker. They need to help their run game, and taking Najee Harris could be a possibility. But I think what they really need is an offensive line, because if you have an offensive line, then any running back that runs through the line can do well. So I think they should take Elijah Vera Tucker. Then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking Rashad Bateman. They got Marvin Jones, and they have some other wide receivers, but I think you need some young talent in there. And so I think Rashad Bateman can instantly pair up with Trevor Lawrence and be a good weapon for them. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns taking Christian Barmore. This one I like. They just got Jadeveon Clowney, but they released Sheldon Richardson. So I think Christian Barmore could really help that defensive line. So I like that for the Browns. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens. I have them taking Jason Away. This would be good for them. He's also a very raw talent. He'll need to be coached, but I think in that defense of the Baltimore Ravens, he'll have a really good chance to get some production and get some sacks. And he's a freak of nature, so I think that'll be good for the Ravens. Then we have the New Orleans Saints. They take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He kind of slips down the draft board right here, but I think that could really help the New Orleans Saints. Just pretty much drafting for talent right here. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers. They take Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle out of Notre Dame. Help that offensive line a little more. Always protecting Aaron Rodgers and probably eventually Jordan Love is the priority for them. And I think, yes, they need a wide receiver, but there's many in the second and third round, so I think taking one day two is a better option for them. Then we have the Buffalo Bills. I have them taking Javonte Williams. Now, I really like the fit of Javonte Williams to the Buffalo Bills. He can be a workhorse running back. He can also catch out of the backfield, and I think that's what he'll be really used for in Buffalo. And I think it's a very, very good pickup for them because they don't really have too many holes, and so they get a luxury choice of being able to just take a running back in the first round. Then, Arizona Cardinals, they traded down because a lot of the cornerbacks were already taken off the board. So I think they take Eric Stokes, cornerback right here, a little further down. I think he can be a speedy defensive back for the Arizona Cardinals that can really help them. Then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they take Najee Harris. Leonard Fournette's on a 1-year deal, and Najee Harris can become the next Leonard Fournette. And so I think that would be great to learn behind him. Najee Harris is probably going to be a beast in the NFL. So I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick him up at number 32. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Smash that subscribe button. I have tons of NFL draft content coming out that you don't want to miss. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. See ya!